year before Halloween, we are flooded with internet atheist memes, with posts, with articles about how Halloween is a pagan holiday overtaken by the Christians, as many of these other claims that we see about other holidays. Unfortunately, we even see Christians fall for this kind of thinking, this kind of, I would argue, nonsense. Christians online will tell everyone not to decorate, not to let their kids dress up or trick or treat, and what have you. We see this consistently, all the time. I was just online the other day talking to Christians that were trying to talk about how um, the all of the things that we do on Halloween are satanic in one way or another. They're all origins and demonic activities. But this couldn't be further from the truth. These things are all demonstrably wrong. Halloween's origins comes from All Hallows Day, or All Hallows Eve from the prior day, a reference to All Saints' Day. All Saints' Day was on November 1st. And just like other Christian holidays, like Easter and Christmas, there was always prayer and Mass the night before. In the year 1480 AD, Pope Sixtus added a 8-day session following the feast day of November 1st. But obviously we do not do this today, nor do any Catholics do this today, from what I'm aware of. Christians on November 2nd would celebrate All Souls' Day. This tradition of remembering the dead Christians, the martyred Christians, this goes all the way back to the days of Polycarp, who was living around the days of 110-120 AD. So this tradition goes all the way back to him. On a side note, we know of Polycarp was killed for being a supposed atheist, but he wasn't an atheist in today's term. The word atheist kind of had a different connotation to it of those days. It was anybody that rejected a particular kind of God. So he was an atheist to the Greek gods. Beyond that point, though, so my first premise about Halloween is that Halloween is a completely Christian holiday, a completely Christian event. But let's look at a couple of objections that you'll see online, or on any forum that you'll see. Many will bring up Samhain, the idea that Halloween was a Celtic festival by pagans, where we get our traditions today. This is what's argued at the very least. However, when you look at the Celtic feasts and festivals before Christianity, you find zero of these traditions, such as dressing up as different characters, or having jack-o'-lanterns, or whatever it may be, handing out candy. There's just no type of data that shows they were doing these things anywhere prior to Christianity. It's not in any form of their literature. It's nowhere to be found. So we have no reason to think that we don't even think that Samhain was even a religious festival at all. We don't even have evidence to necessarily support that. So, all activities we engage in on Halloween are entirely Christian. The Mass, the costumes, trick-or-treating, what have you. All of these things come from at least one form of another by the Christians over time. All Hallows Eve was the day before the Catholics remembered their brothers and sisters in Christ. All Hallows Tide is the 3-day period of All Hallows Eve, All Saints' Day, and All Souls' Day, which was October 31st to November 2nd, where Catholics would give food to the poor with all kinds of other forms of charity. Special soul cakes, they called them, were baked to be given as charity. So you can see, even this type of form, obviously this is merged into kind of newer forms today, we do with candy and all of these other types of things. But, I mean, you can see this tradition all the way back from these days. This tradition is very old, and it has entirely Christian connotations to it. It has nothing to do with any of the pagan Celtic or Samhain festival activities. So, the basic thing that we can get across here is that when we see these kinds of things online, it's easy to kind of get caught up into this kind of thinking, whether it be Christians or not. And we just have to always be ready to really look further into these types of claims by individuals. And as I've like to say, it's always best to get your Get your history from historians, not from TikTok. Because this is a bad way of doing so. But these are the basic things that I just wanted to kind of get across in this video to kind of show people really the true origins of Halloween, and that whether you're a Christian or whether you're not, and you just wanted to kind of understand the ideas around Halloween, if it pertains to you or not. But the biggest thing I wanted to do is to show other Christians that we shouldn't be afraid or feel bad that we are partaking in this kind of holiday. Unfortunately, we even see Christians do this around the days of Christmas also. You know, they'll say don't put up a Christmas tree and all of these things, and they'll try to do all kinds of silliness to kind of argue for that too. And I'll be doing a video separately on that also, about the Christmas ones, because that is certainly another big issue that we see within Christians, particular Christian groups. But that's the basic thing that I wanted to get across today, is that Halloween is 100% not a pagan Celtic festival of any sort. It's an entirely Christian thing. So whether you are Christian or not, you are able to partake in this activity to your fullest desire. If you want to do any of those things, obviously, I would say this: there are versions of Halloween that have secularized in one way or another today. We obviously don't go about doing all of these other activities as some of these Catholics were in these older days. But that doesn't mean that we can't. We can certainly do those kinds of things. But the entire form of what we do is surrounded by the Christian heritage around this idea. So that's really all I wanted to get across today. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. Like and subscribe for more videos like this, and let me know what you guys think below, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. What have you, just let me know. Let me know if you think that it's worthwhile for a Christian to partake in these kinds of things. So anyway, like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.